I'm not really sure where the hell Glenn's taking me. Freaking single track on a GS 1200.
So BMW's attitude was to basically take a car.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. New subscribers, don't forget to hit that bell button to remind you of new videos coming out. I have Glenn back on the channel once again, and he brought out his 2007 GS 1200 BMW. He is absolutely in love with this bike. I'm going to get some seat time on it today. We'll go over some of the items that he has installed on the bike. He has suspension upgrades, ECU upgrade, and a few other little modifications. You ready to roll, Glenn? Let's do it. I'm going to hop my T7 for the first couple of miles until we get to the trailhead. The area that we wanted to ride, of course, is closed. Some kind of opening delay due to road conditions. 507.1E. Never been back here. With such a beautiful backdrop, we had to stop here. We're gonna go over the bike with Glenn just to see what he's installed on the bike so far, when he purchased it, and all that good stuff. Well, Glenn, when did you purchase this GS 1200?
I got it a couple years ago. I laughed at these things. I thought they were for the rich Starbucks crowd for the longest time. I rode the early R80s, the 1100s, the 1000s, and they were very, very agricultural, kind of like a farm implement. In 05, they lost 60 pounds, gained 20 horsepower, and actually became more industrial rather than agricultural, right? Better shifting, lighter clutch pull, lighter throttle response. The new bikes are even more so in that direction, but I didn't want all the electronica. And this bike came really well equipped with Racetech suspension, and we've done some motor mods to it that really perked it up, because they're a little bit lean because of California emissions out of the basement. The first few thousand RPMs, they're sluggish and hard to get going off-road. With the ECU upgrade, it's called AFXIED. It's about $400. Very simple install and richens up the bottom end significantly, and actually through the whole rev range. So
I did take a look at the odometer. Looks like you're just under 75K. How many miles of those are yours?
So 25,000 of mine.
25,000. Okay, so you have plenty of seat time on this machine.
It's been flawless, still original clutch. All you do is check the oil and check the tire pressure. No chain to deal with. Really a marvelous machine, as long as you keep the off-roading to reasonable amounts. It's like a Goldwing on the highway and super easy to ride, just smooth, like electric smooth. Plenty of torque. And off-road, there's nothing like jumping a 500-pound motorcycle.
There's a little bit of a thrill to that, isn't there? 500 pounds. So as I came to the front of the bike, I noticed that the GS actually has a shock in the front as well as the front forks.
BMW's attitude was to basically take a car race suspension. It's a double wishbone and utilize a shock. So now you only have to adjust one item. It is quite rigid. On-road, things like braking bumps and strips and things, the bike is really, really stable. It doesn't wander. Really, really good. Off-road, the feedback through the front end is not great, but it is robust and it's a good compromise. Some of the add-ons we've done are the Givey windscreen, the skid plate, the AFXIED ECU unit. Took out the cat and took out the charcoal canister just for simplicity and losing weight. Racetech suspension, which has been the best upgrade for sure, because stock these bikes are unrideable off-road hard. Just clanging and banging all day.
Well, what do you think? We still have some daylight left.
Let's ride.
I want to ride. Let's get rolling.
Let's tear up some tires.
We're going to go ahead and switch bikes here. Glenn was telling me that the braking system is linked on this bike. So essentially what that means when I hit the front brake, it's adding a little bit of pressure to the rear brake. He said about 30%. I just noticed we do have Rock's SpeedFX risers as well. So they're going up and towards me a little bit. There's only one way out of here, so I guess I'm gonna go first, and I'll follow Glenn once we get to the highway. Woohoo! Muddy, muddy, muddy. Woo! Right off the bat, nice smooth power delivery. There's my visor, getting bugs to the face. It definitely feels like a big bike to me. These handlebars feel freaking wide. I have the Tusk KTM bend on my T7. Here we go. That wasn't much air at all, but for a 500-pound bike, felt pretty good. Boot's getting stuck on the rear peg or something down here. There's a lot going on. Kind of close to the boot. This is my biggest complaint. Trying to get used to the power band. See what it likes to kick in. CR100, making a left. Very, very comfortable on the highway. I could probably ride up this all day on the freaking highway. Feels great on these dirt roads. On that more technical stuff, I would definitely need some time getting used to. Another thing for me, I feel like the handlebars are just a little bit too close, and they're kind of wide. Just like any bike, it's gonna take a couple rides to get used to. And then down here, the damn center stand or something's getting in my way, so I'm standing, I'm getting my boot lodged in there. I'm not really sure where the hell Glenn's taking me. Freaking single track on a GS 1200. Ow, ow, ow. Single track, no problem. Glenn led me to a little secret spot overlooking the lake. It is getting late. Well, what do I have to say about it? She's a big girl, that's for sure. Highway comfort is superior. I could probably sit all day on this bike. If I ever want to achieve that, was it Iron Butt?
Iron Butt.
I'm gonna borrow Glenn's bike.
This is the bike for Iron Butt.
Oh heck yeah, heck yeah. It would take some getting used to off-road for me, especially the more technical stuff. But towards the end of the day, only like what, 30 minutes to an hour on it. He was taking me down some kind of gnarly stuff, which this bike is definitely not meant for. My one complaint, like I was saying in the video in the helmet cam, I think what I'm hitting is the center stand, and if I position my foot, if I'm ball-footed on the peg, the back of my boot gets caught on there.
Mine does too.
Yours gets caught?
I'm looking to get another kickstand or to bend this one so that the end of the kickstand doesn't hit your heel. Doesn't allow for proper technique.
Yeah, it doesn't fit my riding style at the moment. I'm not doing very much long distance. I could definitely see myself on one of these if I was doing long distance or let's say BDRs, if I wanted to knock those out. This would be probably the bike I want to take, especially for highway. A mix of highway and off-road, it's just so comfortable on the highway. Like I would not want my T7 all day on the highway. This you could do all day highway and still conquer the off-road, depending on how comfortable you are on an adventure bike, that is, of course, and your experience level. But overall, I mean, I think these are great bikes. And you were telling me, Glenn, you can pick these up used now for like $4 or $5 grand
on Craigslist all day. Yep. '05 to 2010-ish, before they went, well, no, that was a 1200, then they went to the 1250. All those bikes are fantastic. Just be careful with the electronic suspension, though. The early ones really weren't dialed in, so you're going to have to fork over for some manual suspension like Racetech. But other than that, they're bulletproof. Only downside, parts prices are high, labor costs are high.
German pots. BMW. Now,
Bring more wallet.
you actually ran into George a few weeks ago, as well as I did. He has the exact same bike.
He does.
Something that he ran into, do you recall the mileage on his bike, the GS? He needed to do a whole new clutch assembly, plates, discs. That's one deal with these. It's a major job.
It's about $3,000. And
whole back end has to come out. So in the used market, definitely make sure it's been done or looked at before purchasing, because yeah, hell of a deal. But if that hasn't been done and your clutch goes out, money, unless you can wrench.
The other weak spot on these is the drive shaft. They need to be lubed with the proper lube, and this one has a Ted Porter drive shaft. I forgot to mention that earlier.
Oh, okay.
It's
upgraded?
Chrome moly. It's like $800. It makes all the difference because you never have to worry about it. It's bulletproof. Really easy to work on. Obviously, you can do a valve job without taking anything off. The rear wheel comes off in 5 minutes. Really brilliant with the monocoque, what they did here with the single-sided swing arm. Yeah, pretty straightforward. And, you know, if you're an enthusiast, you got to have the experience. I mean, this has been the go-to bike since the 80s for an adventure bike. Are there better adventure bikes out there? For sure. But for the money, some of these used ones are really, really solid.
Well, hey, thanks, Glenn, for showing off your pride and joy here. You got some nice work done to her. I'm sure it's gonna go another, what? How many miles you can get out of this engine?
If I got 100K out of it, I'd be happy.
Another 25, you'd be happy.
If we do a rebuild, I'd like to do a bore kit and maybe do some polishing with the heads and see if we can maybe get 10 more horsepower out of it. That would be nice.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one.